That's the first step.
Yeah, it's just wearing out.
Right.
We haven't classified it as anything other than old.
Before we answer that question, I think we need to sit down with Chief Thompson and go through the hazard mitigation plan and understand what's in there.
All set on that issue? Next issue, from Jack Parsons, sent September 12th, Union Wharf reconstruction question. This is from Randy Tatro, and he had a list of questions about future work on Union Wharf reconstruction. Have you folks read this letter?
I have.
Have you read it?
Yeah.
And I had a conversation with Jack the other day
Mhm.
about that, and he was gathering some information. What I suggested is for us to best deal with it, in my view, starts with a recommendation. This guy has questions, here's the direction that I recommend going. So he's working with old files, I think, and information in the files to determine things like, some of the questions in there are like, is this a such and such of the town? I don't remember the exact wording. There's a lot of technical stuff in there that I think we need to.
Well, we haven't, we just started discussing what might happen there.
Right.
So,
And we haven't hired an engineer.
No.
He is talking to
He's
person
talking to
of
Norway
interest.
Plains about quoting work to get the engineering work done.
right.
Can you put this on the agenda for next meeting?
Sure.
Okay. Anything else on that topic? Okay. This is a letter to Kyle Hessler, and it's has to do with a quote for radar feedback sign.
Right.
That's something that Bill asked me to
Yeah,
do, and
and-
you can switch the sign around if you're
It's
interested, I
a
think.
copy to Andy for his input, so
Right.
he's still working on it, or go ahead.
So I haven't heard anything from Andy about
I'll check
Table
it.
this.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is to you from the library, Karen, reference Tufton Borough Library survey and septic system.
Oh, yep.
Anything, it's just information, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You folks have read it?
Yes.
This is from Chris Fournier to the Selectmen, September 20th. Just FYI, the two bridges in town are looking to be added to the SAB program, and they end up being sooner than discussed, 2025 and 2026. The current 10-year plan has an increase in funding of $8.5 million versus $6.8 million. We think this increase is a good thing for the program. If the select board agrees, we encourage them to support this increase. So, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's good news. Dear Selectmen, Larry Gill was curious as to when the Mirror Lake boat ramp work will be done, as people will want to be pulling their boats out of the water in the near future. When we know, he will know. I spoke with Corey Hunter regarding the shrubs at the town offices. He feels that the best thing for the garden is to take the remainder of the shrubs out and replace them with perennials, lilies and black-eyed Susans, for example. It would be approximately $700 to $800. He hasn't done as many mowings this year as we budgeted for, so it should be within the budget. Let him know that you are at a meeting on the 25th and you could discuss this then. Please advise your thoughts. Karen.
We have dead shrubs along
Mhm.
the edge of the building and missing shrub out front, right? It was formerly dead. And what he's suggesting is that the remainder of those shrubs, I guess on the end, or all of the shrubs? Just the shrubs on the end of the building over there, is that what he's talking about?
Shrubbery.
That's what initially when you asked me to ask him, I believe it was just a grouping of shrubs, wasn't it? I have to look back.
Yes, it was all those along the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One, like a whole grouping. not-
Do you
Right.
want to follow up with them and we'll make
So-
a decision? Or do we need to make a decision today?
Doesn't matter to me.
I think it sounds great to pull those out of there and put perennial flowers in.
Is this the time of year to do that?
It is.
I'm sure, yeah, we wouldn't suggest it.
For
And at the very least, it's time to rip the old shrubs out.
for purposes of discussion, I'll move that we go ahead with the project.
Shrubicide.
Right?
Motion's been made, is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion passes 3-0. From Heather Kubidu, September 20th, DMV interruption on motor vehicle registration process. And she has the days in October when they will be closing or when they'll be closed for the day. A lot of the work's done on Thursday when they're never open. Lifeguard proposal, did you read my proposal?
I did.
Yeah,
I'll pass it on to Kevin Van Brunt and ask him to follow up with.
sure.
Okay. We talked about road agent budgets. Diane is switching days off. You folks will be at class. There are new CIP submissions. Any other correspondence you want to go over? Or all the rest is just news and meetings and minutes and revenue administration things? Okay, that's it. Before we go to other, or after we go to other business, we have a non-public to go over some items that came in. Other business. We're getting done.
Now, what is the holdup on the Mirror Lake Grant project at this time?
Low water and the permit from the state.
I got an email from Bob McWhorter. Did you get that as well? He said.
I don't know.
He said you did.
I don't know what that one says. I get multiple emails from many people.
Well, you don't get the same ones I get, I guess. About ambulance service.
Oh, yes, I have the study that he and Mark Howard did that he forwarded to me recently, yes.
So are you gonna bring that to the budget committee or should I do that?
I can bring it. It's
Okay.
in my book.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, go ahead, sir.
Could you confirm when is the budget meeting?
Yeah, I gotta schedule. Hold
October 11th?
on. The 11th.
The 11th?
We've got
Not the 12th?
Wednesday, the 11th, October 24th, Tuesday, November 14th, Tuesday, November 28th, Tuesday, December 12th, Tuesday. And the public hearing is February 13th, which seems a little late.
On my paperwork, it says October 11th, which is a Wednesday, correct?
Right.
and then it goes back to Tuesdays.
6:30, town offices.
Um,
Be there or be square, as he used to say.
And then just to follow up on the ambulance thing, I still hope that you'll look at the mutual aid agreements and maybe you'll come to a conclusion that they don't need to be updated, but I think you should still look at them.
Right, that's separate from the ambulance. We will look at both those. And it's actually not a budget.
Yeah, I didn't mean it as part of the budget thing, but that's for the selectmen, obviously. I think the ambulance should be part of it, but
Right, but the use, I know where you're going. It's the use of the ambulance. We were talking about
The ambulance
cost of
that
the
they're
ambulance service.
discussing is the ambulance contract,
Yeah, Stewart's
not
contract.
the town's ambulance. The contract that we have
I see.
Yeah.
for stewards to provide ambulance service for the town of Tufton Road.
I gotcha.
And that is a budget
Right.
That's
associated item. Okay.
And I saw another hand, go ahead, sir.
I have two questions. In reference to the library and the septic system. Generally, the town takes care of everything outside of the building and then the library takes care of everything inside. So is the failure of the septic system our responsibility now to fix it? Two, we're preparing to get an extension on the library. Will we put in a new one at this present time? Or are we going to wait till it's $200 a month apparently, or are we gonna wait if the town passes this, to take the monies out of that and create a new system? It's either, okay, first question, I'm sorry, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
I'll be happy to speak what I know to it. The system has failed and has to be replaced, okay? Until it's replaced, the leach field is not effective, which means when the tank fills up, you have to pump it.
Right.
Because there's no way for the effluent to make it out into the leach field. Jack Parsons is in the process of getting quotes for a new septic system design, and the new septic system that he will be having designed will be consistent with an expansion of the building. So it
Okay.
won't be where it has to be torn up or redone again, is my understanding. And it's trying not to do the same work twice.
Okay,
Now,
go ahead.
the cost of the septic system is something we don't have budgeted money for. So in the interim, until it's approved, the tank will continue to get pumped.
And if the extension doesn't get approved, then what's gonna happen?
They'll keep pumping.
Well,
I'm just throwing that out there, okay?
my opinion is that there's gonna be an article on the warrant next year to put a new septic system in. I have no idea whether there's gonna be an article brought forward to expand the library next year or not.
Okay,
But the septic system needs to be replaced regardless of whether the library is gonna be expanded or not expanded.
right. I just didn't know what the timetable was, or what the plans were, what you were going to do about it. And you just answered that, that's fine.
Yeah. We don't have the money available, that I'm aware of, to do a replacement this year.
Okay,
Well, we don't know what it's gonna cost to.
No, we don't.
There's lots to do.
I guess my thing was, okay, we're gonna pump it out once a month, $200, whatever the case may be. And I was just playing devil's advocate, well, what happens if it doesn't happen? Eventually, like you just said, there's a thing on there to create a new system or put in a new tank in, so on and so forth. Stop, that's enough. Every time the conversation comes across this table about computers, cameras, radios, it always perks me up. Now, the first thing is, the guy who services our computers in town, does he also take care of Andy's also, as far as purchasing, fixing, or does Andy have his own separate situation over there? Does anybody know?
He takes care of of all of the computers that belong to the town.
Okay, fine. Now, the question would be to Karen. The computer crashes. Did he tell you why it crashes? Somebody beating it? Or, I mean, you know, I'm just,
No, he thought a video card might solve the problem. I don't know a lot enough about it.
does he go in? Okay.
Yeah, I sent him the messages.
My,
that
that, my little bit of my background, so that's why I tend to question it all the time. As far as people needing new computers, say, oh, throw out the old one, we'll just buy a new one, okay? They may be cheap enough, okay, and when you go shopping around, he's quoted $800. Well, gee, can you get a standalone desktop for, $400 or something to, as far as a brand new one? And my next question is,
Okay.
the service guy, he's under contract presently, and you probably read the contract, to do transfer information from one to the other without being charged extra as far as time is concerned, is that correct?
That's right.
Okay. That was just a comment as far as, I know you already proved and so on and so forth, but I would still like to know the nitty gritty of, what's involved, okay? And someone just selling us something, and saying, this will fix your problem, shouldn't be a problem. Well, what was wrong with the other one? How old is that computer?
This was my old one that they tried to recover and clean
Okay.
it, and I kept having trouble myself with it crashing when I first
Okay.
started. And the price that he quoted includes a hardware warranty as well for, I think it's 3 years. Things like that are,
Okay,
in addition.
these are just questions that,
Yeah.
I would ask,
I can show you the
okay?
proposal if you
Well,
want to.
no, that's okay, I don't need to see that, but these are questions I would ask this guy, say,
Yeah.
well, did you change this, did you do this? I mean, for short money, to keep it going. I'm not against buying new computers with new technology and the advanced speed, hard drive, the whole bit and everything else, security and the whole bit, okay? But I like a little longevity, of the units.
Just so you know, these computers that have been replaced are very old. And actually, to compliment him, he is definitely the opposite of a lot of other vendors. He always tries to save money for us and doesn't try to constantly sell us something.
And all I
which
wanted
is
to
nice.
do was just ask the question, because
Yeah.
I just wanted to know. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else? The chair will ask for a motion to go into non-public session for RSA 91-A:3, Roman 2, small e.
So move.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, please. Wood, yes.
Marcus, yes.
I'll be yes.
Our motion passes 3-0. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Everyone have a